Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Scorpio July 2020 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, first up, as far as July goes, the Sun will be in Cancer from the 1st until the 22nd. So the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on one's philosophy, religion, higher education, publishing, in-laws, grandchildren, traveling abroad, global communications. And if you're in the import exporting business, or if you're into that could be another strong focus at this point in time. And given that this is Cancerian energy, this may be done with a lot of devotion and dedication, a lot of tenacity, a lot of unequivocal or unconditional love. And it might be where there's a focus on nurturing in-laws and grandchildren at this time, and also other ninth house matters. It could be higher education, your people at your religious congregation, if applicable. It could also be a time where you might want to shine in something Cancerian publishing related. It could be something connected with cooking or culinary work, writing about. It could be publishing something connected with restaurants or nostalgia or history, or something associated with rescuing, matters connected with safety and security, anything Cancerian related. Next thing up. Well, as far as July goes, the Sun will be in Leo from the 22nd until the 31st. So the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. There could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on one's career, the dominant parent, notoriety, success, authority, reputation, public image. Could be authority figures, even attaining a position of authority, one's stature in life, and the dominant parent again, which is often the father. And also, I mean, given that we're talking about Leo energy, this may be done with a lot of ferocity, a lot of self-assuredness and confidence. And it may be done, I mean, there might be a focus on generosity expressed toward the dominant parent, which is often the father, and also to creativity. It might be focusing on maybe some creativity in one's career at this time, and also really standing out in 10th house matters. And Leo can be very, of course, attention getting energy, and this could be a time too where you're really to doing a lot of these 10th house matters. There could be also with a lot of pride and a lot of dignity, since we are talking about Leo energy. And keep in mind, the Sun in astrology can represent the father in a chart. So this could be a time where perhaps the father plays a pivotal role in terms of your career, your notoriety, your stature in life. It could be father, could be a Leo Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Leo characteristics. It could also be a time too where you may want to shine in a Leo. It might be a desire to shine in a Leo like career, such as something with acting or entertainment, or something with cardiology, a career that's connected with the heart, something with game production, anything that could be Leo related. So anyway, well, next thing up, there's going to be a lunar eclipse in Capricorn on July 5th. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, for those of you that don't know, lunar eclipse in astrology is basically, it's an amplified or intensified full moon. It's like a full moon, but its effects can be much more intense and more powerful. Sometimes I see this being life altering. The effects can be very prodigious and monumental. And the thing about this is, since we're talking about the lunar eclipse in Capricorn and the third house being emphasized and highlighted, well, this can manifest in a multitude of ways. First off, It could be the end of some kind of responsibility you may have had toward a sibling, a cousin, or a neighbor. It could have been a matter with short journeys, or maybe the end of some restricting period in short journeys. Maybe it's a time if you've been in a situation, Scorpio, where you've been more dependent on other people in terms of maybe rides in your local neighborhood, going to stores. This could maybe be a time maybe you finally get that car or something that really helps you be more self-sufficient in that area. And yes, that could be a very significant point, especially if you have been more dependent on somebody for something like that for a protracted period. Some cases, this could be becoming cognizant of maybe being rather melancholy or suffering, or some depression going on, because keep in mind we're talking about the third house of the rational mind, rational thinking, and Saturn is that, I'm sorry, Capricorn is that planet that's connected with despondency. Some cases too, considering this is a lunar eclipse, it could be very significant events. And some cases it could be the departure. When you talk about lunar eclipse in astrology, it can indicate at times the departure of a prominent female person, often in one's life. Given that this is in the third house, I mean, first of all, it could be a Capricorn sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Capricorn characteristics, or it could be an older person, or even an authority figure that was a female that maybe you were involved with some strong communications with, given that it is the third house. But also to keep in mind that lunar eclipses, or you were in a communication business with, perhaps like data or satellite communication, writing, something that could be third house related. You remember, Capricorn also is connected with career, the sign associated with career. So keep in mind, lunar eclipses in astrology, eclipses in general, I think can sometimes be serendipitous. This could be a time where, in some cases, it could be where something comes, a career might come to a resounding conclusion. But what happens is, in this case, as an example, it can make one cognizant of doing, maybe having some ability, doing something career related that could be connected with the third house again, such as data or satellite communications, or reporting, or journalism, writing. Or even, I mean, the third house is connected with the hands. It could be something associated with the hands. So when something ends, it's not always gloom and doom. It could often bring about, signify new beginnings. Speaking of new, next thing up, there'll be a new moon in Cancer on July 20th, so the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, in some cases, this may manifest in the start or beginning of a Cancerian higher education or publishing matter. It could be something connected with cooking or culinary work or laundry, or something with nostalgia. I mean, publishing could be something with nostalgia. Higher education, we're looking maybe something with cooking or culinary work, or laundry management, if that is applicable. Something that has to do with the home remodeling, renovation, something with real estate. Could also be a time where you may begin to nurture more your in-laws and grandchildren. If you haven't done so in recent time, it could be a period where you start to show more dedication and devotion toward those people, and tenacity toward them. In some cases, some of you may welcome a new Cancerian grandchild, and of course it would be a Cancer. It will be a Cancer sun and moon, since it would be occurring on the new moon in Cancer. It could also be a time too where it might even be the beginning of maybe showing maybe some more support, giving that sympathetic ear, or maybe just more support in general toward people you may know at a religious congregation, or maybe people you might be close with at a college, university. It might be simply a time where you begin to nurture your studies, or even if you're a person that travels abroad frequently, it could be a time where you might be desiring more. You start to want more safety and security in matters pertaining to traveling abroad. So anyway, well, next thing up, Mercury will be in Cancer, so the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, it could be a time where you might really be contemplating maybe moving in some cases, Scorpio, maybe a family or home move to another country in some isolated cases. This could also be a time too where you might be talking about perhaps Cancerian publishing matters, or something with higher education. It could be something connected with laundry or nostalgia, or something with cooking or culinary work, home improvement, renovation, remodeling, real estate. If you're publishing something, it could just simply be publishing something that's connected with things you feel at home with, or it could be matters connected with the home, or the family, or simply nostalgia. Or maybe if you're a United States person, something that's like a pastime, like Major League Baseball, something. It could manifest in one or more of those ways. But anyway, hold on a moment, people. And as I've stated in previous videos, Mercury can it's not just about communication. It could also be about siblings, cousins, neighbors. In this case, they may be Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Cancerian traits, and they might figure more prominently in your philosophy, matters pertaining to religion or higher education, or even traveling abroad at this time, perhaps more so than usual. And whether they're more to your detriment in these matters or more beneficial, a lot of that could be predicated and dependent on aspects made of points in your chart. A sextile or trine, say your natal Jupiter, you might be more auspicious in those matters. Now, say an adverse aspect to your natal Saturn, you might be causing some kind of loss or sorrow at this point. And also remember, the ninth house is connected with the loss, so it could be matters in some cases associated with that. But anyway. Well, last but not least, Venus will be in Gemini, so the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted now. Some cases, this could be about valuing communication regarding 8th house matters such as taxes or insurance, or even deep matters or something connected with astrology, supernatural, the occult, sexual matters. It could be a time too where you might get involved with if you're unattached at this time, Scorpio, you may get involved with a Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or one that simply embodies Gemini characteristics, and it might be for a deep connection, or somebody that might have a transforming effect on your life. Some cases you might find yourself spending money as fast as you earn it on 8th house matters, whether it's a crisis matter, or it could be a matter connected perhaps in a shared resources situation, or something where you're providing some kind of monetary support for somebody, or something that's connected with insurance or taxes. And it might be time too where this could also be about money. That might be it might be some communication of something monetary with an inheritance at this time. And you might also at this time maybe there could be some love in terms of, or valuing or enjoyment of leaving some kind of Gemini legacy, such as being versatile and adaptable, and loquacious, being multifaceted, being able to talk on very subjects, being very cerebral. So those are some ways this can manifest and pan out. But anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.